Toya Boswell O'Shell, owner and CEO of Boswell Law Firm in Houston, Texas. And I'm here for this week's Ask an Attorney on Facebook Live. As always, if you have any questions, you can pop them in the question bar and I'll get to them. But today I was going to talk about what do we do with our pets when we have a divorce or we pass away? What happens to pets in Texas? Um, I know I love my pets and they're a member of my family. I've got three beautiful fur baby puppies. Um, we've I call them puppies, even though we've had some of them well over 10 years. But in our family, we also have, in addition to the three dogs, we have three horses and we have five chickens. So we have quite the little menagerie going on with our family. But what happens with those if there was ever a divorce in our family or a death of the owner of those pets? What how does Texas think of them? I know for me and many others I talk to, our pets are our children. I mean, we love our pets. They are family members, and we don't think of them as property. However, Texas law does. Animals, livestock, dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, whatever you may have, they are considered property. And so they are divided in divorce or handled in a probate case the same as any other property, such as a couch or a television set. So even though we have the emotional attachment to our animals, Texas law does not consider them as anything other than property. And so an animal in a divorce or a probate proceeding are treated the same as any other property. So when you're looking at a divorce, you're going to look, the judge is going to say, okay, let's look at when the animal was, when did you add it to the family? When did you buy it? When did you adopt it? Um, they're going to want to see paperwork for that transaction if you have it, to see if there's one party's name that's on that. Did you get the animal prior to marriage or during the marriage? If it was prior, then it's separate property and it belongs to the person that had it prior to the marriage. And or after marriage, it becomes community property. Um, they're going to look at, you know, maybe who takes better care of the pets, who's the one that primarily provides for the pet, who interacts with the pet, who does the pet um, tend to be bonded with better, who's going to remain in the home that the pet's used to living in. Those are some considerations that you can bring up to the judge, but in the end, they're still going to be treating that animal as property. That being said, we have a lot of judges out there that are also pet owners and have fur babies of their own, and they'll understand that these animals have personalities and feelings and they get stressed out and they don't like to move. They're very similar to behaviors that we'll see in children. So it's if you make the arguments in court, then the judges will tend to listen to them. And then if you're in a trial, award it to the person they believe is going to provide the best home for the pet. Um, However, if we have a separate property issue and the pet's bonded to the other person in the relationship, it may not be anything the judge can do because the judge doesn't have the power to award separate property to the other party. So, some things you can do ahead of time to protect your animal. Um, make it part of a prenup or a postnup. I've seen some people refer to it on the web, internet as a petnup. What's going to happen if the relationship dissolves to the animal? Who's going to get them? You can come up with a possession schedule. The courts won't typically do that, but they will honor any agreements that you make. You can come to agreements in mediation during the pendency of the divorce regarding the animals. But if you have a contract that you've set out early on in the relationship or prior to marriage about how animals are going to be treated, if you ever separate, the courts are going to honor that agreement as well because that is a contract and you can enforce contracts in court. And probate, something you can do is a trust for your pet. We have pet trusts where you actually will provide for the care and the uh, cost of caring for the animal in a trust. You can outline the terms and your requirements, and you fund it with either income generating property or cash, something that's going to help take care of these animals. And then you're insured of their care after you pass. So, just a few little tips and tricks to take care of our animal loved ones in case of a divorce or death. As always, if you have any questions, you can always send them to me as a direct message on Facebook, or you can email them to service@boswelltexaslaw.com, or you can give us a call and we'll set up a 15-minute free phone call with you at 832-919-6595. Everybody enjoy this beautiful weekend, and we'll see you next week.